Yes. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Let's get straight into it. So, flip here now. Where do I start, man? Where do I start? I can't lie. First of all, I think I just gotta say, this is why you gotta love boxing, man. This is why you gotta love boxing because I'll be the first person to say, like, man was one of the main people was talking about, yo, like, I don't want to see this fight. I don't want to see this fight. Like, why is Usyk taking this fight? And I think man still been my point still stands corrected. Like what man was trying to say, like still stands corrected. But the spectacle man actually saw on the night, the fight man actually saw, like, bruh, like who would have thought? Like who would have thought Rico Verhoeven would have taken Usyk, like basically taking him to probably like he's toughest lengths, like since him like becoming a heavyweight champion. I feel like since him getting the belts off Joshua, I think that's the furthest he's been actually pushed, or maybe not pushed, but just that's the worst he's looked. Let me say that. That's the worst he's looked. Like from round one, like Usyk, it felt like Usyk didn't get out of like second, third gear till probably like round 9, 10. Like he was just coasting. His feet he was so flat footed. That was the slowest I've ever seen his feet. Like every single round, it was like, and let's don't get it twisted. Like I feel like people are dragging it a bit with the whole like Rico was miles ahead. Like if you watch the fight back, like Rico was not miles ahead. He's just like he was just a busier. I feel like he was a busier out of the two. I feel like he was the one that was coming forward and pushing the aggression. And I feel like how Usyk fights, like Usyk kind of, he's a guy where like in the later rounds, like his engine really like he really takes it up a gear. Like he keeps on going up the gears, going up the levels, cranking it. The moment he sees you like dipping form or dipping like output, that's when he starts cranking it up. With Rico, like Rico's from kickboxing. I think they have like, I don't know if it's like 3 minute, five rounds, 3 minutes, or 5 rounds, 2 minutes or whatever. They don't do 12 rounders, bro. They don't do 12 rounders. For Rico to have had that much like stamina and just energy, like maintain that pace, like that pace from the first round to when did he get knocked out? The 11th. Cause he only started to fade in the 10th and 11th round. Like if you're being for real, if you watch the fight back, it only started to fade in them rounds. I feel like prior to that, he was matching Usyk at the level Usyk was, and I feel like, I don't know whether it's father time or I don't know whether it's old age, like the age starting to, do you know what I mean? Like you can't, Mother Nature's Mother Nature. I'm gonna say, like I don't know if it's that or what, but Usyk, it looked like it was taking a bit more, not just longer, but it was taking more out of him to crank up that gear, and that's how Usyk fights. Like Usyk's not a person that like, bar like the Dubois fights, I think, like where like the other fighter is not gonna get some rounds. You're gonna get some rounds, especially earlier on, because he likes to download information. That's to process how this person's fighting. Do you know what I mean? Like that's the type of fighter he is, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? In this fight, it felt like he was downloading the information, but it was taking a lot more for the information to process in his body. That like, yo, man's gotta take it up a notch. Cause if you look at, obviously the controversial bit obviously is the stoppage, innit? Prior to the stoppage, Usyk knocks him down with, I think it was an uppercut, innit? Obviously, like the way Rico was fighting, he was just hunched back. Bro was fighting like a Street Fighter character. Like he was just hunched back, fighting like, I can't lie, I don't know what stance that is. I don't know where he got that stance from. Cause I don't think that's how he fights in kickboxing. He was on a different thing. I don't know if Peter Fury, I don't know what he taught. I don't know what he done in training camp. I don't know what he done, but the way, man's never seen that stance before. That stance was a mad thing. Like I didn't know what he was on. Like he was fighting like honestly like a playable Street Fighter character. But I feel like Usyk just wasn't ready for what my man was bringing. Not that he wasn't ready for it, but like I don't know if he was fully prepared. Do you get what I mean? I'm not sure if he fully trained. I'm not sure if he fully trained like to his optimum level. Do you know what I mean? That he normally trains. Like obviously he was heavier on the scales, isn't it? Like that's the heaviest he's been in how many fights. I mean, this is a person that always maintains. Do you know what I mean? Like he's a strict professional, always maintains his weight. Like every single fight, he never really fluctuates. He's not that type of fighter. So he was even heavier in this fight. So I don't know whether that's the age. Obviously he's 39 now, I believe, or just he didn't train as intensively as he normally does. But with the stoppage, like do I think like It was a robbery. I don't think it was a robbery because I think if you looked at what was going on in the fight, like prior to the ref actually calling it off, Rico was looking like he was about to get taken out. Obviously, the bell obviously rings, but I just feel like when I'm watching it back, I feel like the way the ref jumped in, it felt like the ref didn't hear the bell car. He's jumped in and the bell's like, do you get what I mean? Like it's close. Like the bell's gone, but he's already like trying to jump in, innit? If that makes sense. Like his reaction was a bit delayed. Like it was a bit delayed, but I don't know. Like it's for me, that one is one of them where it's like it's tough for me to say it's a robbery. Like it's a robbery. I just think it's one of them where when you play with boxing too much, this is the type of stuff that happens. Like we've seen it with Tyson Fury, with the Ngannou fight. Like when you play with boxing too much, like realistically, this fight should have never been happening. He should have never been fighting a kickboxer. Like I don't know. For me, where man put Usyk, it would have been better if Usyk got pushed or got taken to this level by somebody who is an actual boxer. Like if it was Caballero, I'll be like, yeah, cool, Caballero, da 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 da. Yeah, like you've worked your way up, you've done this, da 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 da. To be fair, that might be man just like. Does it have to be like that? Like, do you have to be the contender who's whatever? But you do, man. No, you do. Bunda, you do. Like, you have to be the contender, G. Like you shouldn't be having this gimmicky fights. When you have these gimmicky fights and then something mad happens, now people who like shouldn't have chat for you now have chat for you. I'm seeing people saying Usyk's a disgrace. I'm seeing in the comments people from Ukraine saying I'm Ukrainian, Usyk embarrassed. I'm thinking like, yo, like just for this, and he didn't lose. Like as much as like Usyk looked the worst he's ever looked in my opinion. Like since he's been a heavyweight champion, he didn't lose. Like that's what champions do. He didn't lose. He's still like Usyk didn't get knocked down. Usyk the only one. Usyk knocked my man down. Then he might have said like, do you know what I mean? Like the ref called it off. Like bro. Obviously, I'm not trying to say like, do I think the stoppage was right? No, I feel like I could have let it go on, and obviously I'm going to the 12th and have a more definitive like stoppage, a definitive answer. Do you know what I mean? Because now it feels like Rico kind of has to get the rematch. Like to me, like if Tyson Fury got a rematch, Dubois got a rematch. I don't know if he really fully deserved one. AJ got a rematch, and Rico's a person who has pushed this guy the furthest so far in this heavyweight what's it called run he's been on. Surely he's gonna have to get a rematch, bro, because the stoppage wasn't definitive. Even though I feel like the fight was only going one way from that point, like from the point where he got that uppercut and Rico was out, he was donezo. Obviously he's got good powers of recovery. He got up and done his thing. Do you know what I mean? And managed to weather the storm to an extent. Do you know what I mean? But obviously the ref called it off. He's kind of got to get a rematch. Like now he puts the whole Caballero fight, it makes it all a bit, do you know what I mean, a bit janky. Like it makes it a bit janky because now it's like, the man want to see that more than I want to see Rico. Like, and I was one of the people saying, yo, like, I don't want to see Rico. I don't want to see Rico versus Usyk. But now it's like he's pushed him the furthest. Now it's like, boy, like, surely he can get a rematch. Like, surely if Daniel Dubois can get a rematch, surely Rico can get a rematch because I don't know. Cause now it's like man are just questioning Usyk's thing, and I don't think that's fair. Off one fight and a fight that he still won. Cause when it was Tyson, guys were saying, "Oh no, he just didn't train." Like, it was bare excuses. But with Usyk, man, kind of want to bash him down a bit. I'm seeing the way man are talking about it is a bit too flagrant. Like, it's like, bro, it's still Usyk. Like, not saying like, yo, like it wasn't an off day, but can't man have an off day? Man can't have an off day. I've seen Tyson have how many off days where like the performance wasn't anything to write home about, but man will get an excuse and spin it positively for. I mean, like I feel like guys, even though like fair enough, the stoppage was a bit bogus. Like I don't think it was a robbery. I don't think it was like a thing where they told the ref, yo, I don't think it was that. I just think the moment everything that was going on, I think the ref, he must have seen something in Rico's eyes that looked like, yo, you're done. And obviously he's just seen him thinking. I feel like he just didn't hear the bell. Like not trying to cop a excuse for the ref. I don't know if I'm Adam. I just feel like he just didn't hear the bell. When I've watched it back, just how he's trying to stop the thing, it's like I don't think he heard the bell because it's like his reaction was a bit delayed. You know what I'm saying? But now it just makes the Caballero fight just look a bit spooky because like the man really want to see that next. Like even though he does deserve it, and I'm one of the people that been saying Caballero, like the contenders, this and that, they deserve their shot. But like now it's like, do you know what I mean? Like now it's put a bit of a dampener, a bit of a wet wipe on the Caballero fight a little bit. You know what I mean? So I don't know, but Usyk's still the main man for me. He's still the top heavyweight of this era for me. Like obviously, he had an off night against a kickboxer that he shouldn't have been in the ring with in the first place. Do you know what I mean? He shouldn't even played. Sometimes when you play with fire, sometimes you have to get burnt a bit just to know that, you know what, we don't even need to do all this. Like, you're the one that's putting your legacy, your career, your wins, I mean, how people view you at risk by taking these fights. And if you don't perform in the way that people are imagining and thinking you should, this is how people are gonna react in it. Like it's only expected. You know what I'm saying? So, but nevertheless, I do think it was a great fight. I do think it was a good spectacle, which I did think it would be. I thought like the scenery, the imagery, like the way they laid out the stadium and how you can see the pyramids in the background, it was sick. But yeah, man, controversy at the Giza, controversy at the pyramids of Giza still for Usyk, but he still managed to get the win. Just a bit of a scare, but I don't know what next now, man. I feel like Rico's got to get that rematch, but obviously I think Turkey did say it in the ring after, but we'll see how it plays out, see how it turns out, innit? So moving on, the other fights on the card did not disappoint as well. Obviously we had Hamza Shiraz defeating Alan Begic. I think it was a second round KO. Obviously, man, like before the fight, man already knew it was gonna be that thing for Hamza. Anyways, like the guy who was fighting, like I don't know how. I think he was number 1 or number 2 contender. I don't know how he managed to maneuver himself into that position, or how they managed to maneuver him into that position. But he done what he was meant to do. It was a clinical performance. Like obviously, he was punch perfect. I'm not gonna. All he can do is beat the man in front of him, so I'm not gonna take anything away from Hamza. He's now, I think, he's WBO champion. And yeah, like that's it's a good win. Obviously he's got the belt now. Obviously he's got something from the fight, even though the guy in front of him wasn't anything to write home about. And now he's got a lot of power in it. He's got a lot of power in that division. Obviously the top dog in that division is Canelo, innit? I just don't think Canelo is looking for that type of smoke. Do you know what I mean? And at this stage of his career, innit? I don't think he's looking for that type of smoke. Obviously there's talks that he might have a quick little fight with Chris Eubank Jr. if he actually wants it. Obviously, I think they've kind of played a bit about in the media about that fight possibly being a thing, and I think Eubank's kind of said yes, no-ish. Like he hasn't been direct on it, but he hasn't ruled it out either, innit? And obviously now he's got a title. There's probably going to be more coin involved in it if they do actually make the fight. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see something like that. Then maybe a big fight after. But he needs to crack on now. I think Hamza. I really like Hamza, innit? Big fan of Hamza. I think he's a good representative of like the South Asian community. I think he's a good boxer as well. Like he's a very, very good boxer. I forget like the representing thing. Like he's actually a sick boxer. I feel like he's got a lot of attributes that make him a good boxer as well. Like he's got so much reach. Like his range is crazy, innit? He's actually got power in his punches. I'm gonna say so. I feel like he could be someone that actually delivers some really great nights. He just needs to get a move on now and just start fighting some names. Obviously, the Edgar Berlanga win was a really good win in New York. I think that was New York, not Philly. I think it was New York still. It just needs some more names like that, some more notable names where we can say, yeah, Hamza, this is what man's bringing from the UK, innit? So, but yeah, good win for Hamza, though. Really, really good win. Good performance, clinical. He didn't have to do much. Knocked him out in the second round. So it's you know, like, it's one of them, innit? Moving on to the fight before that, which was Jack Catterall versus Shakram Giasov. Before this, obviously, I wasn't too familiar with Giasov's game, innit? It was just more a thing what man was hearing from like the other pundits, like the boxing pundits and people in media, innit? That obviously talk about boxing, saying like, yo, Giasov is it's not gonna be an easy fight for Jack. But I can't lie, I feel like he schooled him, mate. I can't lie. I feel like at most I probably give Giasov like two rounds. Like it was, I feel like it was kind of like a shutout. I don't think he could really get going. I feel like anytime he tried to up the ante a bit, Jack was just licking him with that left hand. I just don't think it was. I don't know. Like I feel like Jack showed the levels on that one. Obviously, I don't know whether it was just an off night for Giasov. Obviously, like I'm saying, I'm not too familiar with his game, but I think it was a great performance from Jack Catterall. Even though it didn't get a stoppage, like it was just a good boxing performance and a good boxing display, and he showed levels in it as well. Do you know what I mean? Even though he had left his trainer, Bozy Ennis, you know what I mean? He left his trainer. I was kind of thinking like, yo, was that a good decision? But whoever the doubts that man might have had, like he do you know what I mean? He showed man he didn't need him, innit? I mean, he didn't need him, innit? And he got a good win out of it, innit? So I think now is he WBA regular champion, I believe. I think he's WBA regular champion. I think Rolly's the main champion. I don't even get all this rankings with the belts. It's just silly, man. Like, it should just be one champion, bro. All this regular interim super champ, all this like silver, like gold champion. Like, what does that even mean, bro? It should just be one belt every division. Like, it's just, that's one thing I like about like Zuffa boxing. It's just one belt. G, man, I don't need all this interim and all these like just mad things. Like, should realistically that fight should have been for the belt. Cause Rolly hasn't fought in how long? It's been. I'm sure that the Garcia one was over a year ago. Like, come on, bro. But nevertheless, great win for Jack though. Great win for Jack. Really like shown a good version of himself out there, and I feel like he's shown a good display of himself, and realistically, he is kind of in the who needs him club, kind of like a bit. Obviously, until he gets the full title, the full title's his. Then obviously someone has to kind of fight him. I do think the Devin Haney fight would be really good. If Devin would be up for it, but I don't know if he actually really would. But I just feel like he's gonna unless Jack's got a belt, he's gonna see it as like, why am I fighting Jack Catterall type of thing, innit? That's what I think. But nevertheless, great win for Jack, and yeah, hopefully he does finally get the full belt, not just the regular title. Now moving on, last but not least, I think the second biggest shock of the night, in terms of how the fight actually went, was obviously Frank Sanchez versus Richard Torres Jr. And bro, obviously, like, I don't know, with that fight, I feel like a lot of people was writing off Frank Sanchez, but I think he's one of them guys. I don't want to call him a bogeyman, but like, I feel like he's one of them guys where it's like, you can't fully write him off. Did I see him knocking out Torres in the second round the way he did? Not really. Like, it was a nasty knockout as well. Like, Torres just looked mad. Like he was just out of it, tried to get up and just it was horrible still. But I don't know, I wasn't super shocked. It was just more of a thing of raw, like I was more just like raw, the knockout was nasty, but I wasn't shocked that Frank Sanchez won like that, because I feel like like he's one of them boxers like heavyweights, he's a tough unit. Like, I mean, it's gonna be a tough night's work. Obviously he had the loss to Caballero. Caballero was able to break him down and show him how to, show him the formula, show him the game plan to how to break him down. But I don't know, I think Frank Sanchez, like, he's a really good boxer, innit? Like fundamentally, like, I'm not saying he's super crazy, but he's a unit. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like the basics, he does it all right. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like he has got power in his punches, so it was going to be a tough night for Torres anyways. It's going to be a tough night for Torres Jr. anyways, isn't it? So it's like, and obviously, from what I'm seeing on other, like, people's, like, other media guys on YouTube, they're talking about, like, Torres he's been a bit chinny, innit? Like, he's got a bit of a chin problem, innit? So I don't know. But good win for Frank Sanchez. What does it mean? I don't know what it fully means. I don't know, as a heavyweight, am I now going to want to fight Frank Sanchez? Not really, because what do I really gain? Like, he hasn't got a belt. He hasn't got, like, I don't think he's ranked super high in the rankings. And even if he's not ranked super high, if I'm just like trying to get like a little tick over fight, am I going to go for Frank Sanchez? Probably not. Like, I think even the punditry team on the night was saying something like, oh, maybe you could look for a fight with Martin Bucoli. But when's the last time Martin Bucoli's fought? And what, even if them two was to fight, what does it really mean? Do you get what I mean? Like, who's going to want to fuck her? This is what I mean about this Rico thing as well. I don't want to take it back, but it's like, it just slows down the heavyweight division. And you know what, yeah? If Rico's going to, sorry to even bring it back, if Rico's going to get the rematch of Usyk, yeah? I don't mind if, like, Usyk just gives up all the belts and then have that rematch. And then if Caballero beats whoever he has to beat to get the, I think it's a WBC, then fight Caballero as Caballero being the champion. You know what I mean? I don't mind that, because at the end of the day, like, Caballero still got to, he's still got to fulfill his duties, isn't it? I'm going to say he's still got dreams and aspirations of himself. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just wait on the man forever. But I feel like it's just like all this stuff just messes up the division, just slows it down, because of like, which way is it going to go now? Do you know what I mean? Because Frank Sanchez just stopped flipping Richard Torres Jr. and it's like, where does he really go from there? Do you know what I mean? Like, man ain't really trying to, like, I mean, there's not as much like competition in the division where like people have to fight somebody like a Frank Sanchez to prove themselves, or to say, all right, cool, Frank can be like a stepping stone for this level of boxer. If you can beat Frank Sanchez, then you're ready for this person. But it's like there's not enough action going on in the division, because so much things are like held up. Do you know what I'm saying? But we'll see, innit? We'll see. I'm about to say, even maybe like someone like Fabio Wardley could fight Frank Sanchez after, if he doesn't get the Dubois rematch. But what's the point of even taking that risk? You know, like that. Like, what's the point? Like, unless you have to. Do you know what I mean? Like, if there was more activity going on in the division where people are fighting frequently, and it's like each fight you can really move up and you can really get this opportunity from it. But it's not really that. Everyone's just fighting fighters. They know that either they're gonna beat, or it's like they have to fight this person because there's no one else. You know what I'm trying to say? But good win for Frank Sanchez. Hopefully he does get a nice payday out of it, like in his next fight. I mean, hopefully. You know how boxing can be sometimes. But overall, the night wasn't a bad night. I think the running of the night was kind of long. Like, the actual presentation was kind of long. I don't know whether it was because of Hamza's second round knockout. Like, the gap between Hamza and Usyk fighting was just, it was mad. It was actually mad. But overall, it was a good night. Man. It was a good night still. Obviously, I know some people have complaints, blah, 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 with the whole Usyk stoppage and Rico robbery. I don't know if it was a robbery, but I think that's just what champions do, innit? I think that's what champions do. He managed to get the win, didn't look pretty, didn't perform at his optimal best, and he managed to get the win. It's like, I'm an Arsenal fan, Arsenal supporter, Arsenal till I die, innit? How many seasons do I have to watch Manchester United somehow, some way manage to just pull it through? Because that's just what champions do. I'm trying to say, like, this season was our season. Arsenal managed to pull it through. Cause that's what champions do. When guys thought we was gonna bottle it, that's what that's what you do, innit? I'm trying to say. And Usyk, he's just a champ, innit? Like, sometimes that's just what you have to do. I'm trying to say, sometimes you have to go through it, cause maybe he just didn't train as hard as he normally does, innit? And you know what I mean? So I'm not even trying to like defend for Usyk, cause I criticise him a lot, even for taking this fight, but I feel like man's point like was still proven correct, innit? So it's like, I'm not even gonna rub it in. Like, I don't need like, if you never took this fight, we wouldn't be in this position. Because if it was to look like that against another contender, people are gonna criticize you less, because at least he's another professional boxer in your craft. But because he's a kickboxer this is his second professional boxing fight, it makes it look worse. Like, you put yourself in that position. You should have never even fought the guy in the first place, brother, because now guys are able to say, is Usyk who we thought he was? Is he really the GOAT? When man knows he's the GOAT, but they're only able to say that because you fought a kickboxer and looked your worst against. Do you know what I mean? So, just one of them. But overall, good night, man. I think this card definitely worked better than the Times Square card in terms of like the scenery and the location and whatever. And it will be good to see if we do get a rematch for Rico and Usyk. Hopefully they can do it in Amsterdam, obviously in Europe. I know Rico's from the Netherlands, so I'm sure they got a big arena or something in Amsterdam, and so I think that would probably be cool as well. Doing it in his hometown with how good he actually, I don't know if that's his hometown, but his nation, with how good he actually performed on the night in it. So, and he's the one that's like made it where guys can even say, yo, let's get a rematch in it. So yeah, that's my thoughts on everything. I think this one might be a long one. I don't know how long I've been going on for, but I think this is a long one. You just gotta let your thoughts, you know what I mean, flow and go in it. I'm just gonna say, but I think it was a good weekend of boxing, man. Like I said at the start, like, I feel like this is like why I feel like that's why you watch boxing. Like you can never predict it. Do you know what I mean? You can never fully predict it. Even though you can, sometimes you just can't. Sometimes you can just get like a night we had on Saturday, innit? Do you know what I mean? Where the guy who we see as the undisputed heavyweight champion flipping was pushed to the brim, like pushed him through the ringer. Like, Rico pushed him through the ringer, G. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, that's been my thoughts on everything. If you got anything to say about what I've said, yo, leave a comment, man. Let me know what you thought on the night. Let me know if you think Usyk needs to give Rico a rematch, or you just want to see the Caballero fight. Let me know what you think's next for Hamza Shiraz as well, and Jack Catterall. And yeah, I think that's it still. But yeah, no, make sure you like, share, subscribe, leave a comment every single time.